The Big Why.
Assalamu alaikum, my dear viewers. Today me and brother Muhammad will be answering some of the toughest questions you, my dear viewers, have in mind. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
How are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm excited.
Ready?
I'm ready to go.
So as always, we're expecting a phone call from one of you and we'll answer any question that you have in mind.
Let's wait for that phone to ring. There is.
Oh. Assalamu alaikum, the big guy. Can I take your name, please? And where are you calling from? Right. And what's your question, please? Yeah. That's an excellent question. Okay, I'll pass on your question to Muhammad, and if you have any other questions, please do let us know. And yeah, ma salama. So, Sajjad from guess where?
Brighton.
How did you actually get there?
I could hear it through the phone.
Brighton is asking. Wait, you should know this. You heard it.
Well,
from
I
before.
heard a little bit of it, but repeat it for me just in case.
Why does God not give victory to the weak over the arrogant?
Why does God not give victory to the weak over the arrogant? That's a very, very good question. And actually, it makes us sometimes question when things happen to us in our lives and we start to question God's judgment, right? We can sometimes sit back and say, why did God not do this? Why did God not do this? Why did he not? And we start to assume that we know more than God does in a way. Because in that question, you're assuming, why does God not give victory to the weak over the arrogant? How do you know that the weak in the long term are not the ones who are victorious? Why are we assuming the weak? Just because they're losing right now doesn't mean that in the long term, they're actually the ones that are winning. See, all of this is a matter of perspective. And what I mean by that is about how long is that timeline that you're looking at. I'm going to give you an example. There's not the same, but almost similar to this question. If you were to look at the day of Karbala and the battle of Karbala, to most people, when they look at the battle of Karbala, they're going to say, well, Imam Hussein lost. Right? Imam Hussein and all his family, actually they lost. Because, well, obviously they came to the battle and the other people won the battle. And that's it. Once they won the battle, the other people, they done what they did. They took the sabaya, they went around, and clearly, obviously, Imam Hussein lost. That's what someone can assume. But if you were to zoom out of that 1 year, and instead you were to look at it at a very long timeline, Imam Hussein versus Yazid, those are the two sides. How many people right now think about Yazid and celebrate Yazid and like are following Yazid right now?
0.
How many people are following Imam Hussein?
A lot.
Every year, how many millions of people go to visit Imam Hussein versus how many millions of people go to visit Yazid?
Too many people.
Yeah? Imam Hussein, if you think about it, was he victorious or did he lose?
Victorious.
But on the day, in the week, it may seem like he lost. But when you zoom out and you look at the long timeline, you realize that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had a plan. And because of as human beings, we're so zoomed in to the current situation and right now that we think we know. We think we're like, oh look, clearly we lost. But how do you know that God had a plan for that situation that in the long term it's going to come with the best possible outcome? We have to let go and realize that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has a better plan that we could have ever imagined. And Imam Hussein is a perfect example because when Zainab alayhi salam, they asked her at the time, what are you seeing in front of you? You see Zainab, actually she was able to look at it from Allah's eyes perspective. And she knew that in the long run, that they were going to be victorious. So when they asked Zainab, what do you see? What did she say? She said, Ma ra'aytu illa jamila. I saw nothing but beauty. Why? Because she can see it in a long timeline. So in the same way, why does God not give victory to the weak over the arrogant? Well, if we were to zoom out and look at the long timelines, how do you know? But this question is built upon the assumption of us knowing exactly what's happening in the short time frame? And my answer to that is zoom out. God has a better plan, and that plan, we don't know what that plan is, but we can trust that He's got the best plan for us all.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah, MashaAllah. That was an immaculate, beautiful, splendid answer. I'm sure Sajjad at home, if you're watching, could 100% agree. And everyone watching the show. And as always,
Make sure you call us on the next one. You give us your questions. And as always,
مع
مع
السلامة.
السلامة.
The Big Why.